Hi, good morning. So today we are going to talk about the female confidence gap and the feminist pedagogy, the gender dynamic, and the active engaged classroom. So this chapter reviews how gender dynamic influence students' engagement and performance in the active learning settings and explain how we might employ the feminist pedagogy to more fully consider to the role of the gender in the active learning environment. Number one, we have common practices and benefits of the active engagement learning. It develops collaborative skills, encourage risk taking, requires student preparation, increases engagement, improve critical thinking, increases retention. It makes tech more powerful. It sparks creative thinking. And lastly, it fosters real problem solving. Number two, male and female regards to their abilities and performance.
Physical difference in gender roles. Physical difference in gender roles refers to varying levels of physical activity and development between boys and girls during childhood and adolescence. Boys are generally more active and restless, which can lead more frequent disciplinary issues in school. Initially, both boys and girls develop motor skills at similar rates, but boys tend to excel as they grow older, partly due to societal expectation and support for boys in sports. After puberty, boys typically gain physical advantage in size and strength, benefiting them in sports that rely on these attributes. However, these individual differences are significant and not all children fit these general trends. It's important to avoid stereotypes and provide support based on child's unique needs. This difference can influence behavior and performance in various settings, including education and sports. Understanding and addressing these individual needs is crucial for fostering a supportive environment for all children. Social difference in gender roles. Social difference in gender roles refers to a distinct ways boys and girls interact and how they behave in social settings, shaped by societal expectation and norms. Boys often form larger, more competitive groups, engaging in activities like roughhousing and organized sports, while girls tend to form smaller, more intimate groups focusing on close friendships and sharing personal information. In classroom settings, boys are generally more likely to speak up during discussion, sometimes even when not called on, and may dominate group activities, often overlooking contributions from girls. These behaviors reflect broader societal trends, where men's contribute are often given more attention than women's. However, individuals' variation exists and not all boys and girls fit these general trends. Recognizing and support these individuals' appearance is crucial for fostering a supportive environment that caters to the unique needs of each child.
Number 2, academic and cognitive differences in gender. This discusses gender differences in academic motivation and performance. Initially, girls girls show higher motivation than boys in elementary school. However, in high school, some girls may downplay their academic abilities to fit in. Yet, this this does not impact the grades. Girls generally earn higher grades than boys throughout their education. Course selection diverge by gender, with boys favoring math and science and girls leaning towards literature and arts, affecting overall achievement. Importantly, individual differences within gender often exceed those between genders, indicating that cognitive ability differences are minimal and have been decreasing over time. Number 3. Attention paid. This emphasizes that the dynamics of teacher-student interactions are influenced by gender-related behaviors and perceptions. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for fostering an equitable classroom environment where both boys and girls receive equal attention and support from their teacher.
I'm going to tackle about public talk versus private talk. Then teachers have a tendency to talk to boys from a greater physical distance than when they talk to girls. So the difference may be both a cause and an effect of general gender expectations. Expressive nurturing is expected more often to girls than women, and a business-like task orientation is expected is more often boys than men. Particularly in mixed-sex groups, whatever the reason, the effect is to give interaction with boys more publicity. When two people converse with each other from across the classroom, many others can overhear them. When they are at each other's elbow, though, few others can overhear. So, we all know naman yun no, sa difference sa public or sa private. So, public, it refers nga open area siya, while ang private is, it consists only one person or pila ra ka person, something inana. So, if naga ka sa, if example teacher, babae ka, tas public, so, more often, ato gikaduol sa girls rather sa mga laki. Kaya may uban nga babae ka, tas kanang over ka ka-close sa laki, may uban is issue kaayo. Mo siya nakabati. Tas, often daw, ang mga laki is more on business task orientation. So, let's talk about disturbing praise and criticism. So, in spite of most teachers' desire to be fair to all students, it turns out that they sometimes distribute praise and criticism differently to boys and girls. So, nadyo ubang maistra nga kanang dili like dili bitaw pantay ang pagtrato sa laki o sa babae. Thus, the tendency is to praise boys more than girls for displaying knowledge correctly, but to criticize girls more than boys for displaying knowledge incorrectly. So, another way of stating these differences is by what teachers tend to overlook with boys. So, with boys, they tend to overlook as a wrong answer, while sa girls, they tend to overlook right answers. So, a second result is the other side of this coin, a tendency to make girls not themselves more competent. So, teachers tend to praise girls for good behavior, while they tend for boys as a bad behavior. So, mo naka-diferensya nga ang uban is pagdanaw sa babae is good siya, while ang sa mga laki is bad ang kanang pagtanaw, pero dili tanan na teachers. So the result in this case is to make girls seem more good than they may be, and also to make their goodness seem more important than their academic competence. By the same token, The teacher's patterns of response imply that boys are more bad than they may really be. So, at first glance, the gender differences in interaction can seem discouraging and critical teachers because they imply that teachers as a group are biased about gender. But this conclusion is too simplistic for a couple of reasons. One is that, like all differences between groups, interaction patterns are trends, and such they hide a lot of variation with them. The other is that the trend suggests what other tends in fact to happen, not what can in fact happen if a teacher consciously sits about the avoid interaction patterns like the ones I have described. Fortunately for us all, teaching does not need to be unthinking. We have choices that we can make even during.
Number three, methods were applied to offer solutions to students in all gender to succeed in their high impact environment.
Just-in-time teaching. One way to describe just-in-time teaching or JET is to say that it lets the student questions, misconception, and or knowledge gap guide classroom instructions. With JET, students complete an assignment or assessment on given topic before the class period. Shortly before the class, the instructor reviews students' work and adapts the activities and discussion based on the common errors or misunderstanding in the student's answer. The teacher may use a web-based assessment package or course management system such as Blackboard to facilitate making the assignment and collection students' answer. So just in time is very important to have a JET or just in time teaching. You know, is to catch the attention of the students and to break the gap of the misconceptions or the misunderstanding. And with the JET, you have a time management, and of course dili siya kas og time because you have a strategy on how to kanang kwan bitaw on how to improve and to better um your session or your discussion. And with that manggod is the the vibe of your classroom or your discussion is kanang feel sa student is more exciting, dili boring because you have a strategy which is the JET. And moreover, of course, the after discussion, the teacher or instructor may ask question regarding to the topic, no, topic nga gidiscuss earlier, to test or to locate where the student nga wala kasabot, no. With the JET manggod, daghan kayo ang mga benefits as a teacher or to the students rather nga kanang kuan with that JET manggod kay daghan kang ma-learn, daghan kang ma-discuss, daghan kang mga activities nga ma-apply through JET kay before sa discussion na kay mga gipang pahimo nila para in your discussion kanang maka-interact na nindot ang vibes kay nana sila idea sa inyong topic, which is very nice. So moreover, in teaching, one of the most important thing, no, is the interaction between the teacher and the students. You have a having a productive, effective, and excellent discussion. So JET is aimed to encourage students to take more responsibility for learning outside of the class, no. Okay, kanang some students manggod is as a teacher, your role is you need to catch the behavior or the um behavior or attention sa student pagod kay once makatch na nimo nindot na kay mga strategy nga kung unsaon na nimo. And then the second one is make class time move more efficient and focused. Manay gain sa JET aside sa mga effective, productive, ang mga students po is ma-focus, no? So through focus, maka-learn sila. Dili kay some student is kanang sitaw naminaw sa teacher sa kanang kanang sitaw sometimes nag-discuss and while is nagduwag ML or something nga naggalit sa cellphone. With the JET manggod is bisan pag unsa na nga topic makatch ilang attention mga law exciting si nindot si ang kanang discussion ni ma'am because of the JET. And the third one is create more time for discussion and interaction. So as I've said before nga through JET is your time is well managed jud. And of course, kung ma-manage ni Mugtaro, more discussion and more interaction between you and the students. The last one is make students more active and interested. So, lagi, as what I've said, nga, with JET manggod, through just-in-time teaching, dili mawad-an og kanang kuan ng students, dili ma-boring, ma-active sila tungod kay ang ilang nakita ni teacher is active and kanang on time jud ba ana. So in our country manggod is ginormalize na lang na, like for example ang sabot is alas 8 and then ito nga ang mga students or even the teacher is alas 9. So mo na sa Philippines, but then again the standard or the more effective strategy is the JET, which is the just-in-time teaching. Kung unsay sabot, kung unsay kuan is para bitaw dili makas ang mga time nga instead nga 8 daghan na mong nahimo ana. So dapat more focus bitaw ta, more kanang responsible enough. So ingan siya, and that's it.
Structured sharing, an interactive learning and assessment tool. Structured sharing is a dynamic technique designed to engage students in reviewing class content from multiple perspectives. So, structured sharing is a learning element used by the teachers so that the students can have better comprehension to the lesson. And also, structured sharing has two primary purposes. The first is helping students consolidate and reflect on what they have learned. So, consolidate means combine or unite. So, when the lesson is finished or done, the ideas of the students will be emerged and it's like murag og brainstorming para mas masabtan ang usa ka lesson. Next is allowing instructors to assess understanding and identify areas needing clarification. So, matik naman ang amo og question ang mga estudyante. So, dili na mastud ang usa ka teacher nga mo clarify sa usa ka question. So, nana siya. If ang estudyante mo sa question, needed gina nga mo as ang teacher, like sharing ideas kani para mas masabtan ang usa ka lesson. So I will discuss how the structured sharing works. So the first instruction is decide a superlative and a specific focus for the activity. Like ura ni siya activity, magbay group ta, turo ka group nga 5 ka person. So maghatag ko muna akong activity example ni. Maghatag kog 3 to 10 cards with your answers to the superlative. So the second instruction is distribute 3 blanks cards to each student. Ask the students to write down their response to the chosen superlative by the end of the session. For instance, I will instruct you write the most important lesson from today's session. So mo nay kuan activity like murag ganig ang lesson kay adapt into activity like mag-brainstorming man ang mga group. So if mo participate ang usa ka student, mas musabtan gid ang usa ka lesson. So nya ang teacher kay muna ginana niya kay para mahibawan gid niya nga if naminaw bang estudyante or wala. Mao nay I think mao nay mga main purposes sa structured sharing, like makahibaw ka nga mas masabtan nimo sa lesson, or ang teacher if makahibaw ba if naminaw ba ang estudyante or nasabtan ba estudyante ang discussion. So the fourth instruction is sharing responses. Redistribute the cards, mixing yours with the students. Students can work individually or small groups to choose a card they agree with most. So mo na pare na mag sharing ideas. Muna structured sharing. Like boss kinig tubag-tubag para mas masabtan ang usa ka lesson. So nagbalik-balik na ako sa magkuano kay sabotable naman And also, this activity will take only approximately 15 to 20 minutes. So, mag-enjoy po ang mga estudyante. Like, ang usa ka discussion kay imuon gani siya fun para mas masabtan ang usa ka lesson. Nya mas mo participate sa dang mga estudyante. So, in conclusion, structured sharing transform passive learning into an interactive, reflective process, benefiting both students and instructors. By encouraging participation and providing feedback, it creates a richer, more collaborative learning environment. So the main moral of this topic ay o participate kini ang mga estudyante para mas mo benefit ang teacher ug students kay for the better man na. So ari lang ko to.
Students as the teachers. In this type of active learning experience, the students prepare an actual lesson on a given topic. The students' lesson can range from 10 minutes in a small group to a 30-minute activity presented to the whole class. So in this activity, you will be divided in a group and you will given a lesson presented to the front in the whole class, and the lesson you will discuss will range in 10 minutes to 30 minutes. You will be presented in the front. Don't confuse this with a simple student presentation. The students must give an actual lesson. That lesson includes objectives or learning outcomes, discussion, questions, or a form of practice and a form of evaluation. Their class is encouraged to ask questions and discuss points that the students present. So the class will ask the presenters about their topics and they will give in points. So here are the key to success. You need to create a basic lesson outline for students to follow. You will need an outline so that the students will follow your guidelines or how it will be presented. Explain basic teaching skills to the students. Define how you will evaluate the students' performance on this task. You may evaluate based on their adherence to the lesson outline. You may use their peers' understanding of the topic to evaluate their performance. Have clear-cut topics for the students to teach. Give examples of reliable resources for students to use in lesson preparation. Allow the students' creativity to take over. You may assign pairs of students to learn to team teach. So, taking on a teaching can boost students' confidence and self-esteem as they realize they can effectively communicate their knowledge. Students learn to work together, communicate effectively, and support each other's learning, and they can learn from each other at their own pace in a way that best suits their learning styles.
Step-by-step instruction for teacher. Here's where the preparation comes in. Number 1. Create a comprehensive outline of the material coverage in class assignment. Student may assist in this effort. Number 2, give each students a copy of the outline. Number 3, at the start of the class, give a detailed explanation of the team quiz procedures. Number 4, divide the student into 3 groups. Number 5, assist one team of the responsibility of creating a specific number of questions guided by the outline and derived from the course materials. Number 6, assign the remaining 2 teams of the responsibility of the collective studying of the outline and materials. Number 7, allocate an appropriate amount of the 4 groups studying question and symbolics. Number 8, which of the with the class is still clearly and physically divided into 3 groups, stage and contest, where in the first groups present of the question they have created of the other 2 groups. Number 9, select a question from among those the students create to the include in actual test. This intrinsically rewards attendance, class participation, and attendance. So kanideng step by structure kay it is kana bitaw maghatag kag activity para maghatag kag activity para ma-engage ang mga klase. For example lang kanang nagpaduwa mo, so ready na kayo instruction unsa pag-facilitate sa flow sa mga activity.